morning, Twitter. Nicolas Maduro, dictator of Venezuela, was captured by the Delta Force in an epic 88-minute-long war that went down. And everyone's crying about it because, oh my god, I can't believe this is happening. Oh my god, I can't believe it. And that's basically what they're all saying. Now, this has possibly been my favorite week of the year so far. Oh my god, it's everything I wanted and more. My dad called me to tell me he liked my Maduro videos. That's how you know it's exciting. And I'm based, all right? Because getting compliments from my dad he's Jewish, is what I'm trying to say. So anyway, the point that I'm trying to make is, bro got captured in an 88-minute mission. Thank God no Americans were killed. He's in jail. And leftists are crying everywhere. You don't understand the level of tears. Venezuelans are posting videos to TikTok telling leftists to kill themselves. It is the best timeline ever. Hasan is crying about it. Dude, it's amazing. I'm going to show you all the influencers, everyone covering it. So first I have to show you this clip. This is actual footage. This is real footage of Donald J. Trump talking about the capture of Maduro.
Can you assure the world that as you try to get control of these areas, you are not going to use military or economic coercion?
No.
That's what I'm talking about, baby! Yo! American Empire! Every year! 2026, every year! Year of the Crusade! We're taking our countries back, ladies and gentlemen! So anyway, it's pretty diabolical. You'll love to see it. Alright, that's what I'm talking about. That's it, man. Giga Trump every time. So first, you have to see the first person to jump out and immediately condemn the United States. It's Putin. Russia condemns the USA for its act of armed aggression against Venezuela. Motherfucker, you invaded Ukraine and have killed hundreds of thousands over the last 3 years. Literally pipe the fuck down. All right? Literal clown world. So Russia, my oil, Russia condemns the USA for its act of armed aggression against Venezuela. Don't worry, it keeps getting better. It keeps getting better. You don't understand. You don't understand. It's gonna be good. It's gonna be good. Trump hit Putin where it hurts. I have so much to show you, so we're gonna be going really fast because there's a lot of retards we have to cover. Definitely subscribe because I cover all the retards. I take my job covering retards incredibly seriously, so definitely subscribe. So essentially, this was actually a gigantic nuke against Putin because Putin has a lot of homies around the world, like in Iran, which is currently getting overthrown, like Venezuela, where Trump kidnapped El Presidente. A lot of you don't know this, but there's a new policy that we're instituting in the United States. We will kidnap one El Presidente once a week, once a month. All right, once a month we get a cheat day, one cheat day where one El Presidente gets kidnapped if we need to. So this is the retard lightning round. All right, so everyone is super happy about this. A Ukrainian suicide drone swarm surrounded the city of Moscow. Because the reality is, they're like, wait a second, we could just fucking kill dictators or something. I don't know. I don't know exactly what the mentality here is, but Putin is having a bad day. All right. The next person to condemn the United States is Hamas. Hamas, the terrorist organization that, unilaterally invaded Israel, killed 1,400 Jews and raped them and kidnapped 300 civilians and started the war in Gaza. Hamas, the terrorist organization, condemns the U.S. attack on Venezuela, abduction of Maduro and his wife. That's right. The United States arresting a dictator, a wanted dictator that is killing Americans. That's a war crime. Hamas kidnapping 300 Jews and starting a war that kills 60,000 people in Gaza. That's an act of resistance. All right, so that's the second group of people to condemn the United States of America for kidnapping Maduro. No one cares who Hamas condemns. I do. It's very funny. It's very funny. Next, the third group of condemnations come from white women on TikTok. I am not kidding, man. I am not joking. The white women on TikTok are having a terrible day.
Going into another country with enough firepower to take their president, and
he's not a president. He literally lost the election. He's a dictator. All right, for those of you that don't know Maduro lore, you should watch my previous video. My dad has. The reality is, Maduro is a dictator. He lost the last election by a landslide. He took power and murdered his political opponents. All right? All these leftoid females screaming about fascism. No, Trump is a fascist. He's a fascist, everyone. That guy's a fucking fascist.
And saying you're going to charge their president with criminal charges, and
he's a terrorist.
Country is such an insane breach of sovereignty. I'm like,
Breach of sovereignty is just the new things. You don't understand. They have new NPC talking points that just show up in his mind. Bro is an indicted criminal. They had a $50 million bounty on Maduro, all right? It's like they just replaced the fucking Palestine chip in their brain with the Venezuela one.
So shook.
Meanwhile, in Venezuela, literally, bro, he's a drug lord, dictator, narco-terrorist, and thank God he's in jail. Like, this is truly insane, bro. It's wild. So anyway, the crash outs don't stop there. Next, I have to show you a clip of Chuck Schumer, Democrat overlord. This is in 2020. One of his major criticisms against Trump in 2020 was the fact that Trump didn't take down Maduro in his first term.
He brags about all these things he wants to do or is doing, but his actions belie his words. Maybe the best metaphor was his claim to bring democracy to Venezuela. There was a big policy there. It flopped. If the policy was working, Juan Guaido wouldn't be in the balcony here. He'd be in Venezuela.
Huh.
He'd be sitting in the president's palace, or at least waging a fight to win. He's here. And the president brags about his Venezuela policy? Give us a break. He hasn't brought an end to the Maduro regime. The Maduro regime is more powerful today and more entrenched today than it was when the president began.
Anyway, Chuck Schumer right now is absolutely seething that, no, leave Venezuelan dictators alone. So his number one major complaint against Trump was that the Maduro regime wasn't brought down. Well, now they brought him down in 88 minutes. In 88 fucking minutes. And he has nothing to say, obviously, because he's Democrats. Democrats support terrorists, actually. So, Pamphlets, for those of you that are unaware, Pamphlets is a communist Palestine news outlet. Unironically, a pro-Palestine, pro-communism news outlet. Breaking, Jesus was falsely judged too, in regards to Maduro, the dictator that killed 30,000 Venezuelans. And tortured them and destroyed their economy and stole their country and turned them into a terrorist hotspot. Yeah. Him and Jesus. Thank you, Palestinian communists. Very cool, very cool. All right, so then I showed you the white women on TikTok and everything. Next, I have to show you the protesters. The protesters are also losing their mind.
Chavez made sure that millions of kids who never had access to education would.
Hugo Chavez destroyed Venezuela. He was a dictator communist. He destroyed Venezuela's economy and sovereignty, and he obliterated their country. And now he's dead, and they buried him. And Trump literally fucking bombed his grave. All right, so the communists are retarded.
He did so by sometimes using the Venezuelan army to seize the property of U.S. companies.
He sometimes did it by stealing things and being a communist. Yeah, all these guys need to go to jail. I'm fully on board with the Communist Control Act of 1954. Put these people in prison.
He seized the oil and used that money for the Venezuelan oil, nationalized the oil to pay.
He was a thief and a terrorist and a dictator.
For social services. The quality of life for the poor in Venezuela skyrocketed.
It literally didn't, because everyone's poor in Venezuela now because they destroyed the economy.
And today, the U.S. empire...
Now, I might have fetal alcohol syndrome. However, I am also a communist in many such cases.
Bombed his grave.
Yeah! Woo! That's what I'm talking about! For the love of the game. For zero actual tactical benefit. For zero usefulness. They bombed his grave for the love of the game! For the love of the game! That's what I'm talking about, ladies and gentlemen. Woo!
They want to destroy the memory of the hero, Hugo Chavez.
Yeah, the hero! Let's go! Dude, I'm just telling you, man. Trump being like, remember, go in there, take out Hugo Chavez. I'm sorry, I mean Maduro. You know what, fuck it, get Hugo Chavez as well. Don't forget to drop one bomb on that motherfucker. Oh my God! Absolute cinema.
Viva Chavez!
Viva Chavez. Bro is literally ashes right now. He's not vivaing anywhere. So, alright, so I showed you the white TikTokers and the protesters, but what about the white TikToker protesters?
Trump said the United States will be running Venezuela. Woo! A colony! Woo! Imperialism! All for what? So a fucking multinational corporation can get profit! Woo!
Why aren't men approaching women anymore? That's what I ask myself all the time. Why have men become disillusioned with approaching women? I can't figure it out.
Trump said the United States will be
Yeah, nose ring. In many such cases. So yeah, dude, the actual, it's incredible, bro. It's incredible. It's the leftovers for communist dictators has got to be my favorite timeline. Like, they just literally love terrorism. It's amazing. So anyway, here's a clip of Maduro. It's worth remembering. This is awesome. It's worth remembering that as he cast his vote in last year's presidential election, Maduro shouted, "Long live Palestine." His opponent, Maria Corina Machado, the one who literally won the election, said that Israel's struggle is our struggle.
Viva Palestina libre.
He shot his own people over protests, Alan. They're like, I can't believe they arrested a murderous dictator that supported Palestine. It's kind of weird how all these guys that support Palestine are literally third world retard communist terrorists, and all the people that support Israel aren't. It's kind of weird how that keeps happening. Again, I'm not one to notice patterns or anything. I just think it's pretty fucking hilarious that they put this man in the same prison as Diddy. We took Diddy's oil, and we are going to take Maduro's oil. Senator Chris Von Hollen releases this entire tragic statement. Trump and his cronies can try to dress this up, but it's an illegal act of war. Dude, I'm telling you, man, these guys are amazing. I love these guys. Bukele from El Salvador is just like, so you want to just like defend thugs? Yes, exactly. Yes, the Democrat Party is the party that supports terrorism. Yes, they support terrorism in the Middle East. They support terrorism in Latin America. They support terrorism in the United fucking States of America. God bless America, best country in the world. And they support terrorism. Yes, they're the party of terrorists now. Welcome to the new regime. Absolutely. So yeah, anyway. No, I can't believe it. It's an illegal act of war. So call the war police. All right? Wee-woo. Call the war police on him. We'll see what happens. These guys are so fucking pathetic. It's amazing. Bro, the UN is fake and gay. We're noticing that in real time. But I have to show you my favorite crash out of the day. All right? This is my favorite crash out of the video. What you're about to see has got to be one of easily the greatest moments of all time. The following is Twitch streamer Hasan Piker on January 1st. All right? This is January 1st. Hasan Piker releases a video analyzing his predictions for 2026.
Trump expands Latin American posturing. I don't think Trump is gonna, dude, this is gonna be a Russia-Ukraine situation possibly, but Trump doesn't invade Venezuela.
This is the #1 largest leftist political streamer, by the way, for those of you that are unaware. The largest leftist political streamer. Yeah. And he locks in his prediction on January 1st, Trump will not invade Venezuela. He was wrong 2 days later. Oh my God, that's Hasan Diddy Piker, ladies and gentlemen. That's amazing. That's crazy. He got proved wrong. I bet fucking Trump watched that stream and he immediately decided to invade Venezuela. So dude, watch this. So Hasan goes on a multi-Twitter post crash out. Law of the jungle. The dumbest of us will love this and treat it as a projection of strength. You don't think it's a projection of strength to roll in and kidnap a terrorist that's wanted by the United States in like 88 minutes with with actual zero casualties? You don't think that's strength? It's not just a projection of strength. That's what we call fucking strength, Hasan. Dude, you support Hamas. Ragtag, goat fucking pedophile terrorists going in and murdering a couple of civilians and then getting their entire fucking city obliterated. All right, you support those guys. You think a show of strength is Houthis bombing a ship and then getting their entire fucking military incapacitated in 6 seconds. All right, that's what you think a show of strength is. In my opinion, a show of strength is when Trump could say, the 4th of every month we will capture one El Presidente, and it actually happens. You could just go to third world countries and take El Presidentes and add them to your collection. A fine addition to my collection of El Presidentes. Will it be Mexico? Will it be Cuba? No one knows. No one knows. But the 4th of every month, I might take an El Presidente. I might do it. I'm not telling you if I will, but I might. Just to keep on toes, you know what I'm saying? I think that's awesome. I think that's pretty sick. So anyway, Hasan's crash out continues. Twitch streamer Hasan Piker states, well, I'll just show you what he says, because this guy has a glorious crash out.
Traffic in gigantic amounts of illegal drugs.
The United States is the greatest terrorist of all time.
The United States is the terrorists. That's right. Venezuelan dictator Maduro, who was murdering his own people and murdering Americans, tens of thousands of Americans a year by flooding us with drugs and gang members. Not that guy. That guy, we love him. He's a communist. He's a cutie pie. Yes, he destroyed his own economy and his own country and he stole the elections, but we love him. Isn't it amazing that Hasan literally supports all the terrorists? Like, originally, I was like, okay, so he's a Muslim background. He obviously supports all the Islamic terrorists, like Hezbollah and the Houthis and Hamas, right? But he literally supports all the terrorists. In fact, in his warped worldview, The United States is the terrorists.
#1 terrorist on the planet. It's really funny that people try to act like that's not the case.
That's not the case.
It's really funny that they even try to make it seem as though there's any sort of legal justification for what we did last night.
There is. That guy was a wanted criminal. We wanted him and we took him. We took in El Presidente home. He was killing our people. Fuck him. And now he's in jail. And the world is better now. And Hasan is crying. Isn't that amazing?
Those of you who are under a rock and unfamiliar with what took place, Donald Trump is currently giving a speech about why we had to bomb Caracas and shit. Caracas, capital of Venezuela. The reality of the matter is,
look how sad he is. He's so sad that he's so sad that his narco-terrorist communist dictator went to jail.
We do it because we can. We do it.
Yeah, absolutely. And we had a warrant. And fuck that guy.
Because we want their oil. We do it because we want their gold. We do it
because
that
too. Why not?
We want to attack.
Yeah, that's right. We got to free a country and become rich and kill a terrorist. This is literally, like, bro, I don't understand what we're doing here. Hasan is, like, making this sound really bad. Like, isn't this amazing? Hasan is like, no! You mean to tell me that all of Venezuela is happy and free now, and also we made trillions of dollars on our oil that we took back, and also we got rid of a terrorist that's killing thousands of people? No! This is terrible! Horrible! Leave my narco-terrorists alone!
We want to decouple anyone in our backyard, right? From collaborating or cooperating with other countries that we've declared foreign adversaries, specifically China.
Why do you think we declare them foreign adversaries? Maybe it's because they fucking hate us. Maybe we declare them foreign adversaries because they are actually foreign adversaries that do not align with us on values or on basically anything.
Specifically Russia, specifically Iran.
Why would we call Iran, the people that chant in the streets death to America, our adversaries? Why would we label them that way? Why would we label Russia our adversary, guys?
We do it for the love of the game. We do it because we can. And it's really funny when they try to, like, come up with justifications for it. Like,
no, dude, you don't understand. We do it because we can, and also because it's just. That's why it's a double whammy. Because it's fucking awesome, and also it's great. It's great for us, it's great for Venezuela, and it's also fucking awesome.
As though there's any legalese that justifies this kind of nonsense. But yes,
again, this is Hasan Piker, supporter of terrorists that literally fire missiles into other nations randomly. All right. He supports the Houthis that bomb Israel, that bomb American ships, that capture Chinese ships, that capture Turkish ships, that attack Yemenis people. He supports Hezbollah that attacks Israelis, that murders American Marines, and that kills people in Syria. He supports Hamas that murders and takes Yazidis as sex slaves, as well as starts coups in Egypt and in Israel, and he supports them. He supports every single he supports the cartels to run countries like the way they run Venezuela and they run Mexico. He supports all those guys. They're all like Luffy. They're literally all like Luffy, guys. Yeah, anyway, fuck them. I'm happy that they're dead.
We bombed Caracas after months and months of bombing fishing boats off the coastline of Venezuela.
Fishing boats. That's right. You mean to tell me that the U.S. intelligence community, all right, the U.S. intelligence was successful enough to do an 88-minute-long operation nabbing, all right, the dictator of Venezuela in middle of the night without losing a single man, bombing Hugo Chavez on the way out, all right? They were able to do that, all right, with absolute pinpoint accuracy, but we don't know who's on the boats? Bro, dude, like, this is unbelievable levels of cope.
We bombed Caracas and we invaded it militarily, but technically it wasn't a real invasion. And the reason why I'm saying that is because I made a prediction that America was not going to invade Venezuela. And then literally after I ended the stream, I think like approximately an hour after, they did do technically a special military operation. Not an invasion, but a special military operation.
This is the greatest cope I've ever seen. This is the greatest cope ever.
We'll talk about the distinction in a second. And
I made a prediction that we're not going to invade, and then an hour later we invaded. He's got to be the best political commentator of all time. He really is. It's truly incredible that we're lucky enough to have a guy like this. So anyway, this is just as bad. This is another Hasan Piker clip.
And a lot of those Venezuelans, some of them are going to be in the chat today, are going to fucking talk like this is a fantastic moment and Trump is a great liberator.
It is a fantastic moment. Trump is a great liberator. Viva la Trump. Keep capturing more El Presidente, sir.
Bitch, he's saying you're a rapist.
You're happy that Trump freed you from a dictator that killed tens of thousands and starved all your people? Well, he's racist, guys. That's Hasan Piker. That's Hasan Piker, largest leftist political streamer. All you Venezuelans that are happy about this, well, fuck you. Trump is racist, actually, and you shouldn't be happy that your dictator was toppled. Isn't this amazing?
Okay? I need you to understand this if you are a fucking Venezuelan expat. If you are
You have to understand this. I know Trump liberated your country, but he's racist.
A refugee living in the United States of America, understand something. He is saying you're a rapist, drug dealer that will get sent to fucking CKING. Okay? It doesn't.
I mean, if they're illegal here, then they should self-deport. Don't get me wrong. If they're illegal here, then they have nothing to worry about. And Hasan is literally having a crash out. No, Venezuelans! Why do you like Trump? He hates brown people or something.
It doesn't matter whether you like Maduro or whether you hate.
It doesn't matter if a dictator that ruined all of your lives was toppled. That's irrelevant. Trump's racist, and that's more important.
The Chavistas or whatever the fuck, okay? He will use you like a pawn. Okay, you're like a rag. That's it.
Trump hates you. Yes, he saved your entire nation, your country, and your people, but he hates you, so you should still be mad, even though he literally saved your nation. Venezuelans, the cum rag of Trump. This is the inclusive leftist streamer that I'm really happy we have in America. Absolute legend. Look at this guy. Isn't he amazing? Damn, that's crazy. I know that Trump is the reason why I have freedom, but also he's racist, probably. Belligerent madman sitting on the throne of a dying empire, lashing out in every direction, pulling the rest of the world into chaos and destruction. Bro, it was an 88-minute incursion where we saved a nation and also arrested a bad guy. And also the empire is not dying. It's the strongest nation on the planet. I know you hate that because you want America to die and you want a Chinese takeover, but unfortunately that's just not going to happen. Dude, this guy's amazing. He's wearing a cap to hide the bald spots. True, true. Now, for those of you that are unaware, for those of you that don't know what this is all about, you have to see Hasan Piker's videos. All right? And I think this is amazing. The back-to-back videos on Hasan's channel are truly glorious. So, over here in his most recent video, he has Trump strikes Venezuela for oil. All right, and it's a 40-minute long video of Hasan crying and coping that, no, leave my narco-terrorist alone. The day before this, is Trump's battery running out? Is Trump's battery running out? And then 40 minutes of crying at a successful military operation. Dude, I love it, bro. This guy's amazing. He really is unbelievable. So anyway, they bombed the grave of Hugo Chavez, based as fuck. Evan loves Worf. He's like one of your classic leftoid Twitter retards. This is a war crime! Oh no, someone call the war police. Oh no, guys. Someone call the war police. Wee woo, wee woo. I'm sorry, man. This is the funniest fucking thing that ever happened in the history of warfare. This is easily the funniest thing that's ever happened in history. All right? They just bombed his grave for the love of the game because fuck communism. Oh my God, it's cinema. It's beautiful. I love it. Anyway, this is another tweet from Evan Loves Worf. Luigi Mangione acted in self-defense. So, Luigi Mangione should be allowed to execute American civilians with zero consequences because you don't like them. But Trump removing Maduro is a war crime. Yeah. Bombing a dead guy is a war crime. Murdering a living guy, that's actually cool and awesome. That's the left. The left is a terrorist organization almost, it seems. So this is great. So Piers Morgan says, I'm not seeing many Venezuelans protesting about the Maduro removal. Hang on. But I am seeing many celebrating it, right? Because literally everyone is celebrating. Literally everyone is celebrating Maduro's death, his capture, in Venezuela. Everyone's super happy about it. Cenk Uygur responds in possibly the greatest way ever. Cenk Uygur responds in the best way. And Saddam was a bad guy. We're going to be greeted as liberators. How'd that turn out? Oh, I'm really glad you brought this up, Cenk Uygur. It's the difference is because radical Muslims hate us and want to kill us and support terrorists. The people in Venezuela that were controlled by a dictator did not want the dictator there and voted him out and won the election against him, but he held power anyway and murdered his opposition and murdered people in the streets. All right, that's the difference. The difference is the radical Muslims support terrorism and want us all to die. The people in Venezuela were literally oppressed. That's the difference, Cenk. But you think that radical Islam actually loves people. You think it's the religion of peace. I love these guys. They're amazing. Leftists have got to be incredible. They just like terrorists or something. It's crazy. So Mamdani is having a meltdown about this. Someone asks him, are you going to do anything about Maduro, right? Because he gave like this whole speech. He gave this whole speech talking about how I was briefed about Maduro and I spoke to Trump to raise my opposition. And Trump was like, calm down, big boy. I don't know who you are. Zoran, who are you? Kawami, I don't know. He's Ugandan. Someone get ice. Get ice. A Ugandan called me. I don't know what he's doing here in our country. But anyway, so Zoran Mamdani was asked, what's he going to do about it?
Happy New Year.
I got two quick questions. Okay. So the first one is about Maduro. You said you called the invasion and the arrest. If I could just pull up real quick. You said it was a violation of federal and international law. Do you plan to use any of the city's resources to interfere with the prosecution or anything like that?
Do you plan to do something to help the narco-terrorists? Hey, Zoran Mamdani, I know it's your job to make buses cheaper and you accidentally made them more expensive so far, but is there anything that you're planning on doing about the narco-terrorist communist in jail? Are you planning on doing something about that?
This is a federal action,
right?
Federal timeline.
Federal.
And I owe it to New Yorkers to deliver for them across the 5 boroughs and also to be honest and straightforward about my own thoughts on this.
And the second.
In other words, absolutely nothing. You can't do shit, bro. He's trying so hard to be important. He can't do anything. It's amazing. So anyway, this is the CEO of Palantir, Alex Karp. Bro, you know it's a scary day when Palantir's on the right side of history.
By the way, let me say something slightly political, and I'm not saying other people agree with this, but when people are attacking our soldiers for stopping fentanyl from coming to this country, I want people to remember, if fentanyl was killing 60,000 Yale grads instead of 60,000 working class people, we'd be dropping a nuclear bomb on whoever was sending it from South America.
Straight facts. Literally straight facts. He's just completely right about this.
So, it's slightly like we in this at Palantir, we are on the side of the average American.
I mean, I think Palantir is like the eye of Sauron trying to spy on all of us and shit. But I do have to say, he's right.
Who sometimes gets...
He may be on drugs, but he's right.
...screwed because all the empathy goes to elite people, and none of it goes to the people who are actually dying on our streets. And that's why...
That's right. You have tens of thousands of people dying from drug overdoses being shipped in by these shitholes, and we're not allowed to do anything about that?
It's like when you have an open border, it means that the average poor American earns less. I know my fellow progressives believe having an open border is going to make things, but that's because they're actually repping elite people instead of the working class.
He's like, I'm trying to be woke. I'm trying to be woke, okay? But, open border is killing us. I'm trying to be woke, but these narco-terrorists are actually bad guys. Being woke is not working.
Same thing in South America. To believe our Constitution does not give us the right to stop 60,000 deaths a year of working class men and women is insane.
True.
And this country
True.
is right to stop that. And I am very proud. I don't know all the efforts we're involved in, but to the extent we're involved in these efforts, I and most Palantirians are very proud of this.
So yeah, anyway, he's seen the browser history. He works for Palantir. He's seen the browser history of every terrorist, and he knows those guys got to go. But the reality is, he's just completely right here. He's like, they're killing 60,000 of us, right? And they're crying? Bernie Sanders releasing these long soliloquies, he makes multiple videos, multiple posts talking about this. I love this video because it just shows how out of the, just how away from reality this retard is.
Thanks very much for joining me. Donald Trump has once again shown his contempt for the Constitution and the rule of law.
I can't believe Donald Trump is arresting a guy that was indicted for arrest.
Let's be clear. The President of the United States does not have the right to unilaterally take this country into war.
What war? There's a war? Holy shit, there's a war? No one told me. Oh my God. Should I get a helmet? Do I need to build a bomb shelter? Is there somewhere I should hide? Should I invest in military equipment? There's a war? There's a war? Guys, holy, is this World War III or IV? I can't keep track. Did Iran count? Was that a war also?
Even against a corrupt and brutal dictator like Maduro.
Communist, by the way.
The United States does not have the right, as Trump stated this morning, to run Venezuela. Congress must immediately pass a war powers resolution to end this illegal military operation and reassert its constitutional responsibilities.
Congress has to immediately get involved to make sure President Trump cannot arrest people that should be arrested. Congress needs to get involved immediately. Immediately, Congress needs to show up and stop killing people that are killing us. We need as many of the people in our country as possible to overdose on fentanyl. If there aren't 60,000 overdoses on fentanyl a year, we won't be able to replace them with illegal immigrants that take our jobs. It's very important to all of us that the border remains open and that we can stop the people from stopping the terrorists killing our people. It's very important to us. This is absolutely unconstitutional. And I am noticing a lot of people that are very angry at communism right now.
Trump's attack on Venezuela will not make the United States and the world safer.
I know that we stopped a dictator that murders tens of thousands of their people, but it's actually worse for them that we toppled his regime. I know that narco-terrorists are flooding our borders and killing our people, but it's actually better if they keep doing that, please. We actually would like it if more innocent people can die and we can have terrorists running other countries as much as possible.
Quite the contrary. This brazen violation of international law gives a green light to any country on earth that may wish to attack another nation to seize their resources or change their governments.
But we're the United States, and they can't do shit because we're actually fucking awesome.
The horrific logic of force.
I love how it's like, now that Trump abducted a dictator that was wanted, it's literally gonna let Russia invade Ukraine or something. Guys, this gives Putin a green light to invade Ukraine. The Hamas terrorists might invade Israel now or something. It's crazy that we're doing this, man.
That Putin used to justify his brutal attack on Ukraine.
Yeah, that happened, remember?
Trump and his administration have made it clear that they want to revive the Monroe Doctrine, a belief that claims that the United States has the right to dominate the affairs of the hemisphere. They have spoken openly about controlling Venezuela's oil reserves
that they took from us,
the largest in the world.
Right.
Let's make no mistake about it. This is rank imperialism.
Whoa! So you're saying imperialism is actually based on awesome and cool? Hold up. Whoa! The history books told me something else. So you're telling me imperialism is actually based and cool?
It recalls the darkest chapters of U.S. interventions in Latin America, which have left a terrible legacy.
How dare you? How dare you dethrone a dictator that lost his election and killed his opposition? It's a terrible thing to do, and the Venezuelans that are celebrating about this, they're just too stupid and retarded to realize that they're better off with a communist that hates them and kills them.
It will and should be condemned by the democratic world. Trump campaigned for president on an America First platform.
Trump said he cared about America, and then he decided to stop a guy that's killing tens of thousands of Americans. I can't believe it, and I literally do not even see how this makes sense. I don't get it. I don't get it. How does it help America to stop a dictator from killing Americans?
He claimed to be the peace candidate.
How could he be the peace candidate but stop a brutal regime from murdering tens of thousands of people? I can't figure it out. He said peace, and yet he killed a guy. Not yet. And he said peace, and yet he captured a guy that's killing tens of thousands. Yes, technically tens of thousands of people will no longer be killed because of this action. But I really don't like Trump.
Well, at a time when 60% of Americans live paycheck to paycheck.
And that's why we need to import way more illegal immigrants. We need to bring all the illegal immigrants to steal our jobs so we could bitch and cry about billionaires. That's right. The immigrants the illegals that are coming in and taking our jobs and buying our houses and raising the prices and taking our healthcare are not actually the problem of anything, and we should not be deporting them because we like them.
When our healthcare system is collapsing, when people throughout this country cannot afford housing.
Why? Why can't they afford housing, Borny? Come on, Borny. Who's living in all the houses, Borny?
And when artificial intelligence threatens millions of jobs, it is time for
It is time to import people to take more jobs. At a time where artificial intelligence is taking our jobs, we need to import illegals to take more jobs. That'll help.
To focus on the crises facing this country and end.
You mean like drugs flowing into our country? Is that a crisis of sorts?
The military adventurism. Trump is failing in his job.
He's failing in his job. How dare he kill bad guys? We get it. We know. Yeah, anyway, that's what every single leftist does. I can keep going, but like, dude, this guy sucks, man. I can't stand all the people like, oh, Bernie Sanders, he's actually kind of cool and based. No, not anymore. Zoran Mamdani, I was briefed this morning on the U.S. military capture of Venezuelan Nicolas Maduro and his wife and their planned imprisonment. You weren't briefed on jack shit. You're the mayor of New York City. You were logged in on Twitter, all right? You weren't briefed, okay, dude? You're not important. Oh, my God. These people are amazing. All of them. He saw a tweet. All right, anyway, look at what they're doing. This is what's happening in Venezuela. Yeah, they're like so happy, bro. This is what we call a No Kings celebration, ladies and gentlemen. It's pretty crazy. It's pretty incredible how that keeps happening. But don't worry, it gets better. So this is Pete Buttigieg, all right? Leftoid Democrat buttfucker extraordinaire. The illegitimate takeover of the Venezuela National Assembly is further evidence that dictator Maduro will stop at nothing to consolidate his grip on power. I stand behind Juan Guaido and the Venezuelan people as they strive to reclaim their democracy and defend their rights. So this was in 2020. All right, in 2020, the gay soy boy Pete Buttigieg, he goes and he talks about how it's an illegitimate takeover. We got to get rid of him, blah, blah, blah. All right, what is Pete Buttigieg saying today? It's an old and obvious pattern. An unpopular president failing on the economy, losing his grip on power at home, decides to launch a war for regime change abroad. The American people don't want to run a foreign country, while our leaders fail to improve life in this one. It's actually super bad that this is happening. He stands behind the people of Venezuela when he can use it to campaign against Trump. He doesn't give a shit about the people of Venezuela when Trump saves them. It's many such cases I've noticed. I've noticed many such cases. Have you noticed? Candace Owens has also been going on a tear. First, I have to show you Tucker Carlson. This dude's like he's definitely a paid shill. Like, I'm so convinced. So this was him talking about Maduro like 2 weeks ago.
Ben Shapiro was just sitting there being interviewed by Megyn Kelly and said something. He said something like, well, Tucker Carlson's, for Maduro, the communist leader of Venezuela, who I guess we're on the way to killing or something, forcing out, regime changing him.
All right.
And he defended Maduro. Didn't, actually.
Actually, you did.
Actually,
I saw the clip. He did defend Maduro.
Kelly says, well, Tucker said in his show that Maduro, most people didn't know this, whatever his many faults, I wouldn't hire him as an economist, okay? But whatever his many faults, has the most socially conservative country probably in the hemisphere.
He has a dictatorship, and he murders people that protest, by the way.
So Venezuela is just a fact. I mean, I didn't make this up. I'm not in charge of Venezuela. Just noticing that
He's just noticing.
Venezuela has banned pornography, banned abortion, banned gay marriage, banned changes, and banned usury.
And also murder people in the streets, and they're poor as shit, and they are living in an oppressed society. Like you're right, true. He just literally supports radical Islamist regimes, it seems. Because, I mean, all that stuff is literally also banned in, like, other places, like Qatar. It's also banned in Qatar. So the reality is, it's pretty weird. It's pretty weird how all of his policies align on one thing.
You don't have credit cards with 40% interest in Venezuela.
That's true. That's really nice. I also don't like usury. The point that I'm trying to make is, bro is defending him constantly. Candace Owens tweets this: Venezuela has been liberated like Syria, Afghanistan, and Iraq were liberated. If you think that Venezuela's liberation is the same as Syria, Afghanistan, and Iraq getting liberated, you're retarded. Syria, Afghanistan, and Iraq are radical Islamist shitholes for the most part, governed by barbarians with an IQ of sub 80. All right, Venezuela is a Latin American country with smart, intellectual, intelligent, democratic people that voted in a government that was shut down because a drug lord took over. You cannot compare Syria, Afghanistan, and Iraq to Venezuela. Like, literally, I'm not even kidding. And she's like, it's the same thing. The CIA staged another hostile takeover of a country on behest of the globalist psychopaths. That's it. That's what's always happening everywhere. It's the Zionists. They cheer every regime change. There is never been a single regime change scientists have not applauded because it means they get to steal land, oil, and other resources. Hope that helps. That's right. It's the Jews, ladies and gentlemen. It's the Jews. Dude, Venezuela does not really affect the Jews. I'm not going to lie to you. This really has nothing to do with Israel, this one. I'm not going to lie. Like, you can't even cope. Like, this is unbelievable. It's the Jews. So Candace Owens, constantly tweeted about how it's the Jews, liberated like Syria, like the Jews. Cenk Uygur, another one, talking about, I agree with Steve Bannon that Trump is acting like Hillary Clinton at a neocon peak. Bombing all over the planet, like Nigeria, where they were mass murdering Christians, Somalia, where they were mass murdering Christians, Venezuela, dictatorship, socialist, communist regime that was invading our country, and going back to Iran for regime change is completely neocon establishment behavior. Why do we have to fight Israel's wars? Bro, what are we even talking about? You think bombing Nigeria or Somalia or Venezuela had anything to do with Israel? Literally nothing. Nigeria is massacring Christians. Somalia is massacring Christians. Venezuela is sending drugs into our country. This has nothing to do with Israel. Like, absolutely nothing. Like, this is some unbelievable cope. And it's crazy that you have radical leftists and you have right-wing people like Candace Owens, who, at this point, I'm pretty sure she's just another leftist. They're all just doing the same thing. They're literally just doing the same thing, bro. It's crazy. So, Candace Owens, last year, supported Maduro's victory
in Venezuela because they had an election and their incumbent president, Nicolas Maduro, we all know who Nicolas Maduro is, And my suspicion is he's actually about to be killed, and I'll tell you why. Now,
this was 2 years ago. He was not killed.
I just want to be clear. I am not a Nicolas Maduro apologist by any means whatsoever. I am just recognizing a very clear pattern here, and I find it interesting that the regional leaders of other countries are demanding that they recount the votes. They are demanding, essentially.
Turns out he lost by 30%. And then forced them to literally crown him as dictator.
That the winner be declared Edmundo Gonzalez. They're calling it electoral scam. First among them, Milei in Argentina. Now, I want to be very clear. I don't trust anything that crawls out of Argentina with blue eyes.
She's just a leftist. It's crazy. She's just a pro-communist dictator leftist. Oh my God.
There's a reason for that. And that reason is because after World War II...
you're going to explain it now?
A lot of Argentinians suddenly had blue eyes.
Wow.
And so I do not trust Milei. I'm happy to say that. Call it whatever you want. Something about him just reeks of a state plant to me, and how much the media is in love with him, and he just is doing the absolute most despite just getting into office. And so he has sort of led the pack, declaring this to be a fraud. Not his country.
It was a fraud, by the way. It was confirmed a fraud.
But he's like, this is an absolute fraud.
Yeah, what she's saying is that all the blue-eyed people in Argentina are Nazis.
It is wrong. He is demanding that Maduro publish proof of his victory, such as a district-by-district breakdown of vote tallies. Okay.
Yeah, so she goes on this whole tirade talking about how it's actually really good. Maduro's great, and he won the election because everyone loves him, or something. It's pretty crazy how this keeps happening. It's absolutely wild. Jake Shields, he's another right-wing commentator. What is the pretend reason we are at war with Venezuela? War. And what is the real reason? I assume it has something to do with Israel. Bro, what are we doing, guys? Bro, what are we doing? What are we doing? What are we doing? Bro, this is the laziest tweet of all time. I don't know, Israel or something, I guess. Like, dude, what are we doing? It's actually crazy how many retards there are, bro. It's crazy. Holy shit. Shields is right-wing. Yeah, he's a right-wing whack job. So Anna Kasparian, this administration is trash. Thieves, looters, thugs, warmongers, nothing more. Yeah, how dare you want to stop people from flooding your country with terrorists and drugs? How dare you want to stop them? It's amazing. Wow. But easily the best coverage of this entire situation was Sneeko. Sneeko is a right-wing guy. He was a red pill guy. He converted to Islam. And all of a sudden, he has the greatest takes of all time. Oh my God. Disappointing seeing all these base nationalists turn into the neocon goy cattle because bombs look cool on camera. They really think the U.S. bombs and kidnaps a president because of drugs and communism and not oil and power, just like every other pointless war? Yeah. He keeps going. I have to show you this crash out. It's amazing. Sneeko reacts to Nick Fuentes supporting America going to war with Venezuela.
I don't know the rationale behind that. I really couldn't tell you what it is.
He's just losing his mind. He's losing his mind. 94 IQ Sneekos just can't understand it.
Here's his take about it.
They have a lot of oil. We should fucking take it. Who cares if Venezuela's run by some corrupt, petty tyrant? Just take their shit. I actually think it would be beneficial if we had a pro-American regime in Venezuela.
Apparently, he'd rather have Maria...
Well, at least he's being honest about it.
Yeah, so that's that coverage. He's like, wow, I can't believe any of this is happening. Wow, it's like all these guys are faggots or something. Sneeko says, dude, this is the greatest tweet ever. If a brown country invaded America to bomb D.C. and kidnap the president for the sole purpose of stealing our oil, we would rightfully call them terrorists. When America does it, it's called colonialism. I'm really glad that you're bringing this up. They tried! They would if they could. They absolutely would if they could. They can't, which is why they don't. The reason why they don't is because they can't. 9/11 happened. All right, by the way, Sneeko says the Jews did 9/11 for the record, in case you're unaware. All right, in case you're unaware. He says the Jews did 9/11. When the Browns, as you call them, did 9/11, they got fucked so hard, so unbelievably hard, they limped for decades, okay? They could not stand after that level of ass whooping, okay? That's why they're not doing it, all right? If a brown country invaded America, the reason why they didn't is because they can't. If they could, they would. You know how I know? Because they preach it. They literally preach it. Iran says we want to get nuclear weapons to nuke America. Iran's government says that, man. You don't understand. The Iran government directly and openly says they want to get nukes to nuke America. Okay? That's what they say. And I believe them. Of course I believe them. You have to be retarded not to believe them. Of course I believe them. They tried their best with Israel. They can't beat Israel, obviously. I mean, Israel is a country of 9 million people with an IQ of over 100, surrounded by a billion people with an IQ of below 80. And suspiciously, they can't win a fight. It's pretty incredible, honestly, if you think about it. So anyway, Sneeko keeps going. All right, so this is a Donald Trump tweet. I still can't believe we left Iraq without the oil. Bro, based Donald Trump. He's been consistent the whole time. Whole fucking 13 years of consistency from this man. Sneeko says, I can't believe all the stolen Venezuelan oil is going directly to Israel. This guy's crazy. What are you talking about? I love this guy. Bro, you know the funniest thing is? People think he's like a cool right-wing influencer guy because he doesn't believe in like the left-wing social policies. He's just radically pro-Islam. It's amazing. Masks are off. Now we know America's Judeo-Christian values are murdering, kidnapping, and robbing our neighbors if they have the oil we want. I can't believe it. I cannot believe it. Anyway, I'm a Muslim, which believes that we should conquer the world. But how dare the Jews take America's hard-earned Venezuelan oil? Oh my God, I love it, bro. Oh my God. Israel, though. What about Israel? The Jews designed these bathrooms to make us gay. Look it up. I love it, man. This guy's amazing. This guy's incredible, bro. And here's a Pakistani guy, Pakistani Twitter account. You're not a Christian if you think it's based to kill, covet, and steal. It literally says in the Bible that if someone kills, he is put to death. Maduro's a killer, so fuck him. That's what it says in the Bible. You know how it says in the Quran that you should murder anyone that doesn't believe in Islam, and you should conquer and subjugate and control? But no, that's apparently cool, actually. No, that's actually good. You see, that's good because that's a peace. We're giving them peace. By forcing them to convert or die, we're actually giving them peace. You might not be aware of that. If a brown country invaded America to bomb DC, can have the president, it would be terrorists. Matt Walsh responded to this. This is the level of retarded sub-70 IQ commentary that has taken over some factions of the right. No brown country on earth would be capable of doing what this idiot describes. And yes, we're in favor of America exerting its power to advance its interests, but we're not in favor of other countries advancing their interests at our expense. Wow, you got us. What an insight. That's because we're Americans. We love our country and want it to succeed, unlike this guy. Insane take. It's like, you mean that you want America to succeed, but you don't want other people to succeed at the expense of America? Yeah, good point. That is actually what I meant. You want America first, but you don't want Haiti first? Yeah, actually, you're right. Actually, yes. Actually, yeah. No, you're right. Yeah, actually, yes. Actually, I do want that. Good point. Anyway, Sneeko keeps crashing out. It's amazing.
Milo just tweeted at me. Don't be a brownoid, little bro. Because I said, interesting how quickly Trump chuds find a way to make Somali fraud a Muslim problem.
Yeah, Somali fraud. You know, 250,000 Somalians that we brought into our country that are all predominantly Muslim that are defrauding us at insane rates is not a Muslim problem. Good point, right? Everything that ever happens in the world that you don't like, that's the Jews. But specifically, hundreds of thousands of Muslims in on the biggest fraud in American history is not a Muslim problem. Do you get how this works?
But when their fellow Catholics in Venezuela get bombed for oil, I was right. It's just necessary warfare on third world communists. Stand up for your people.
This is the craziest take I've ever seen in my life. This is the wildest take of all time. Yes, I don't like when we import Somali Muslims that are defrauding our country of $18 billion. No, this is not a war of genocide against Catholics. That's what Muslims do. For those of you not paying attention to history, that's what the Muslims are doing. I'm not sure if you're aware. That's what Muslims are doing in Nigeria and in Sudan and in Somalia. That's also what Muslims have already done in Lebanon and in Egypt. For those of you paying attention. In fact, that's what Muslims have been doing to Christians for basically all of Islamic history. So I'm really glad we're able to bring this up because yes, actually the mass killing of Christians is a bad thing, but also when it's done by Muslims. Now, Christians are not out here killing Christians, all right? This isn't a fucking holy war bombing Christians in Venezuela. This liberated hundreds of thousands, if not millions of Christians, all right? This action of taking out a communist, terrorist drug lord saved millions of Christians. Are we on the same page? Really glad.
Now it's brownoid. Well, there's the mask off. It's not about Milo on a small scale, but on a bigger scale for a majority of these right Christian, the right wingers who are Christian, a lot of them, I'm not going to say for all of them, skin supersedes faith.
No, but retards supersede faith. That's for sure. No, it's because you're retarded. It has nothing to do with the color of your skin, okay? Absolutely nothing. Like, a dude is literally trying with the leftist talking points. He's like, he converted to Islam, and he immediately took, like, the random, like, Zoran Mamdani saying, I am actually hated because I am a brown. I am a brown, which is why I face Islamophobia. 9/11 was terrible because my aunt cannot ride the subway. Bro, what are we doing? What are we doing?
They talk about Rome and how we need to go back to Rome. You think Rome was allowing Christians to come in from Ghana? No, Rome existed because it was white Christians. It had nothing to do with Christianity.
This dude knows nothing about Rome. It's amazing.
People get upset when I say this, and I don't need to look at the chat.
I love his chat. Sneeko Cope, you really are a brownoid. Oh no. Hasan take. Hasan take. No. No. Hasan take. For real. For real. It's almost like the Islamist retards, all right? Not every Islamist, but specifically the retard ones. Those guys actually are retarded. They really are. They just hate me because I am brown. They hate me because I'm a Muslim because they have Islamophobia. Totally not the Islamic rape gangs or the terrorist attacks. Can I tell you something that'll probably shake you to your core? Because I get a lot of shit for this, so I'm just going to say it as it is. Do you know the number one reason for Islamophobia? It's not the Jews. It's Muslims killing people, all right? The number one reason for Islamophobia is that a lot of Muslims kill people, all right? It's that Muslims kill people in Australia, and Muslims kill people in Germany, and Muslims kill people in England, and Muslims kill people in America, and Muslims kill people in Israel, and Muslims kill people in Nigeria, and in Egypt, and in Syria, and in Yemen, all right, and in India, all right? The really nuclear take is Islamophobia happens because a lot of Muslims kill people, all right? Not most Muslims, obviously. Just, the radicals, which makes up a very big chunk of people on the planet. There's 2.5 billion Muslims, all right? And only a couple of million are terrorists, all right? They're the ones that cause Islamophobia.
Right now. That's a fact. Christianity is not a white religion. It has nothing to do with whiteness.
So this is a Muslim telling Christians about what their religion is supposed to be about.
But they've turned other religions. People have this identity. They believe that Muslim is a brown religion now based on nothing. Christian and Islam come from the same place. But here, today's a perfect example.
Christianity and Islam come from the same place. Except for where it says in the Quran to kill Christians. Aside from the little, commandment to kill Christians in the Quran, aside from that, it's basically the same religion. All right, anyway, enough Sneeko Cope, enough brownoid Cope, as Sneeko calls it. But, dude, this guy's just amazing. Holy shit, unbelievable levels of Cope. You claim that the United States hegemony is good, but Haitian hegemony would be bad? Oh, wow, hypocrisy much. So you mean you support America being based and powerful, but you don't support Iran being based and powerful? Bro, what are we doing, man? It's crazy. Super cuck just keeps getting worse. Oh, my God. Myron Gaines is another guy that's exactly like this. So he's an Islamist. He's from Sudan. All right. He's from Sudan. And he also does the whole, Jews did 9/11 type shit. And he's also supposedly some based right-wing influencer guy. Except you realize that this all comes from just the third world radical Islamist mentality. No new wars. President Trump doing the opposite of what he campaigned on. Are you joking? He literally campaigned on removing dictators and stopping people from entering our country illegally and stuff. He literally campaigned on this, first of all. Second of all, this isn't a war. This was an 88-minute nothing, all right? Again, the people he supports Hamas. So you're going to support Hamas, but be against Trump toppling a dictator that is oppressing a nation? It's crazy, dude. It's absolute insanity watching these people cope. It's so wild. Oh my God, all these people are retarded. Morgan J. Friedman. Trump is a war criminal. Trump is a war criminal. Trump is a war criminal. The world cannot stand by and let Maduro steal the election in Venezuela. Well, 1 year later, 6 months later, Trump didn't stand by. Have you said thank you once? Have you said thank you a single time? Say please and thank you, Zelensky. Okay? Get out of here. I can't believe killing drug lords. I can't believe it. No, don't kill drug lords. CNN is actually admitting that this is pretty awesome.
In Iran, how's it being received in Russia? How's it being received in China?
All three, predictably, will deplore this kind of activity.
Yeah, obviously.
Publicly. Privately, they will be impressed with the military capability here.
CNN admits that they, as well as Russia and China and Iran, are impressed by Trump's move. This has got to be the biggest slap in the face of like the retards of the planet of all time. It's truly incredible. This is one of my favorite videos. I love whenever something great happens and then all the retards cry. It's my favorite thing. A list of those who condemned Maduro's capture. Thomas Massey, Code Pink, right? They're like very, very hyper radical feminists. Anna Kasparian, the Iranian government, the Russian government, the Chinese government, Hamas, AOC, the head of the UN, and the editor of the American Conservative. Who am I missing? I love it, dude. I love it. It's a good list, bro. It's a good list. It's like, it's pretty crazy how this keeps happening, man. The cope is absolutely diabolical. Dan Blazarian, if I was the president, I would remove Israel from the map. Also, Dan Blazarian, Trump attacked Venezuela and kidnapped Maduro, which is illegal under U.S. and international law. No, no. Oh, no. Call the international law police. I would nuke Israel and kill all the Jews. Oh, no. You arrested a dictator with an indictment for his arrest. No, no. I love these guys. They're amazing. Oh, my God. So the Venezuelans are actually really pissed. Like, because Venezuelans are taking to TikTok and Twitter and everywhere, and they're showing up, and they're literally telling leftists, guys, kill yourself. Why are you're claiming you're fighting for the Venezuelan people, literally arguing for our oppressor.
Okay, as a Venezuelan American, I got some shit to say. My family, my parents, my sister, my extended family, all lost everything. Their work, their savings, their investments, gone. Wiped out by a narco-dictatorship that has held Venezuela in a death grip for over 25 years. And what happened to my family has happened to millions, and yes, millions. The Venezuelan exodus is the second largest displacement.
Sneeko being like, oh my God, I can't believe they kidnapped a Christian. I can't believe they kidnapped a Christian, guys.
Crisis on Earth after Syria. This is not just a tragedy. It is one of the great humanitarian disasters of our time. But the suffering doesn't end there. This regime has jailed hundreds of political prisoners. Thousands have been murdered simply for speaking out. More than a third.
Oh my God, Trump is so bad. How dare he invade another nation?
Of the population has fled. 1/3. Not for better opportunities or for the American dream, but to survive, to live, because staying often means death. And while the world may see Venezuela as a collapsed state, what it is in reality is an occupied one.
Yeah, so all these people are crying about the fake occupation of Gaza, but they are literally celebrating the occupier of Venezuela, and so he's not alone. You have throngs of Venezuelans getting legitimately and rightfully angry. Like, actually rightfully furious that the leftoids are celebrating. Dude, just the reactions of these people. The reactions of these people when they hear that Maduro was taken is amazing. Dude, look at this. This lady wakes her husband to tell him the news. Captura Maduro, right? They captured Maduro.
Mentira.
No.
Eso jodiendo, no capturaron.
You're lying. You're lying.
Levantándote a las 5 de la mañana diciéndote esto.
Eso es mentira.
He takes his phone. No, 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 I'm not gonna believe that.
Sufran, coño, que sufran. Celebrar, coño.
¡Yeah!
La libertad.
Venezuelan brothers!
Dios mío, qué notición.
That's right!
Te di.
Yes!
Ahora vienen los estos, ahora que vengan estos.
Now the assholes are shaking.
Cagados están.
Love the energy, man. Love the energy. Not even gonna lie. Chills, man. Oh my God, dude. When I heard this, I was also celebrating. Obviously not like these guys. But no, what really killed me was that that they bombed Chavez's grave. For me, like, the extra fuck you of bombing Chavez's grave is absolute cinema. The greatest thing ever. This is Venezuelans celebrating the capture of Maduro. And you want to know the funniest part? Leftists will call them Nazis. That's right. Leftists will call them Nazis that support illegal action of American imperialism. All right, that's the level of retard. That's the level of retard we're dealing with on the left. Look at the Venezuelans cheering when they're told the news. I love these videos.
Mandi, capturaron a Maduro.
Captura Maduro! They captured Maduro!
No! What? Yes!
Bro, it's like the most wholesome thing in the world. But Sneeko said that this is imperialism and it's bad, guys. But Hassan Piker said, oh, no. Hassan Piker said that actually Trump hates you because he's racist. I hate to dampen the mood, but Trump doesn't like Venezuelans because of racism.
You promised.
Bro, she's crying.
Yes, sir.
Dude, crazy, man. Absolute insanity. But Hassan says that Trump is racist, though. I was told that Trump's a racist from Hassan Piker. All right, so the Venezuelans are dropping these TikToks being like, a message to liberals.
Venezuela and Venezuelan people are criticizing Trump for what he did in Venezuela. They say he bombed and kidnapped our president. No. Let me be clear. That man was never our president. He's a dictator. We didn't vote for him. Our elections were stolen. And when we protested...
All the guys protesting no kings, now they want Trump to put back the kings.
Our kids were sent to prison. Minors were tortured. Girls were forced to prostitute themselves in prisons just to get food, to get a piece of bread.
That's too bad.
Where were all of you then? Where were all of you?
Oh, they were too busy protesting for Palestine because they decided to start a war that they lost.
Where all of you? Where were all of you? You said nothing. You did nothing. But now you suddenly care about international law? I mean, now you all talk about human rights? Maduro didn't lead Venezuela. He kidnapped an entire country. So, no, Trump didn't kidnap anyone. No, he did not. He removed our kidnapper. And for that, we're thankful. You can divide politics all you want. But don't tell Venezuelans, do not tell Venezuelans how to feel about being free from a dictatorship.
Based! And they bombed Hugo Chavez's grave, by the way. Just had to drop that. Also, they did that. Based, though. He's totally right. And the leftoids are like, no, I can't believe we've invaded their sovereignty. Their sovereignty was challenged. No. So Rachel Maddow is having an actual giant meltdown on MSNBC.
It hurts when you think about what the United States just did.
What? It was awesome?
I think there are very few Americans right now who have any idea why the United States did this.
'Cause it was awesome?
If this was about drug trafficking, then why did President Trump just pardon the former president of Honduras?
But what about, I know that he's saving tens of thousands of lives from drug overdoses, but then why would he have done this other thing?
Who was convicted of sending hundreds of tons of drugs into the United States. If this was about something about the illegitimacy of Maduro's election, well, that's something that the U.S. is, decrying any other country policing. We just sanctioned Brazil for having tried to protect itself from a coup by its former president, Jair Bolsonaro. I mean, if it's about gangs, we had the president of El Salvador, who is believed by U.S. law enforcement to be very linked with the notorious gang MS-13, which has caused incredible damage in the hemisphere, including in the United States. He's invited into the
Yeah, like that guy that you refused to condemn.
Oval Office, and the president says that he's looking forward to sending homegrown Americans to that president's essentially, jungle concentration camps. So all of the purported explanations for what's happened here don't stand up to logical scrutiny. The president has never...
Yeah, it totally doesn't make sense that Trump would want to remove an illegal dictator that literally kidnapped the country, tortured the people, bombs us, sends us drugs, sends terrorists into our country. How dare Trump want to get involved and stop that and also make $17 trillion in oil? Wow, I can't believe Trump would do a thing that's literally just completely and utterly good for every single party involved. Dude, Trump could find the cure for cancer and these people would bitch about it, okay? You don't understand, man. Like, this is literally good for everyone. This is a net positive for literally every single person. That's the craziest, and they don't stop bitching. It's unbelievable, the levels of bitch that we need to deal with these people. Adam Schiff, leftist, starting a war to remove Maduro doesn't continue Donald Trump's trampling of Constitution. It erodes America's standing on the world stage. You're retarded. You're all retarded. Oh my God, there's no war. Where's the war? Wake me when there's a war. Holy crap, man. American media, pay attention.
American media, please stop using these three phrases in your Venezuela coverage because you're not being neutral. You're legitimizing a dictatorship. Listen, I've worked in American media my whole life. I've even published in the New York Times, and yes, they've been one of the outlets getting this wrong. So here's what to stop saying. 1. President Maduro. Maduro claims he won the election in July 2024 with no proof. The opposition, led by Edmundo Gonzalez and Maria Corina Machado, won by a landslide and have the receipts. So say dictator, autocrat, authoritarian leader, de facto ruler. Stop granting him the title president. 2. Regime change. Regime change makes this sound like Iraq or Afghanistan to the American public. Use democratic restoration, constitutional order, a democratic transition, a return.
Yeah, Anyway, they keep crying.
To what voters chose. 3. Delcy Rodriguez is a moderate. Speaking French or studying abroad doesn't make someone a moderate. Delcy Rodriguez is Maduro's VP. She handles the oil and is responsible, along with his power brokers, for one of the biggest refugee crises in our hemisphere and for torturing and imprisoning thousands of innocent people.
Yeah, dude, the poor Venezuelans, man. They're actually trying their absolute best to, like, get... and the leftoids, they don't care. They just like terrorists, actually. That's kind of where they're at. I asked ChatGPT and Grok whether it was a crime for Trump to arrest Maduro. ChatGPT says yes. It assumes that Maduro was legitimately elected. It says the UN and international experts say it's bad. All right? Grok said no. It said Maduro was fraudulently ruling. It also explained Trump's power as commander-in-chief to direct the military to execute federal warrants. It's pretty crazy how that happens. Wow, interesting how the AIs also have political slants and ideological bullshit. Now, finally, I wanted to wrap up with something positive at the very end. I wanted to wrap up, well, oh, dude, I forgot about something. This guy basically went to chant USA at a pro-Maduro communist rally in Sydney, Australia, and they arrested him. Not even exaggerating. And I know this guy. I've spoken to him a couple of times. He went to a communist rally. He said, USA, USA, and they arrested him.
USA, 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 USA. Hey, what's up?
So yeah, so anyway, they literally arrested this guy because he was chanting USA. Isn't that nice? Isn't that nice that they have free speech? But now to wrap up on a positive note, I want to introduce you to the next ruler of Venezuela. Now that they've captured the El Presidente, I wanted to introduce you to El Trumpo Mucho, and he is now the Mucho Presidente, making Venezuela grande again in the greatest possible way.
Hola amigos, yo soy nuevo presidente.
That's right.
El señor Donaldo J. Trump.
That's him.
Your ex-presidente, el señor Maduro, is no longer your presidente.
Yeah, he's gone.
He kept talking shit,
yep.
You know, and fucking around, though, and he ultimately found out, though. Anyway, we're going to make Venezuela grande again.
That's
Mucho
right,
grande.
Mucho.
El bigger, el better than ever before. We're going to drill, baby drill. We're going to have a big, beautiful fiesta, all the tacos you want. Mucho mariachi, sexy mamacitas,
Love
and
that.
delicious margaritas.
Love that, dude.
And President Trump is going to be el DJ, okay? Muchas gracias, muchachos. Y let's make El Venezuela grande again.
Make Venezuela grande again. Thank you for being here. This was the Nuxanor coverage of all the retards. Next time there's a giant geopolitical situation somewhere else, I will be there also to cover the retards, because sexy women are transient. They will lose their sexiness as time goes on. Retards are eternal. Like, subscribe, and this video was streamed live on kick.com/Nuxanor. See you there. Stay weird, fam.